Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well, and I hope everybody can see and hear me okay. If you can't, just make sure you put it in the chat. And if I don't see anybody that's saying we can't hear you, we can't see you, and stuff, I'm going to assume that technology is on my side. Okay, everybody, happy Embroidery Friday, everyone. And I hope you guys are looking forward to this weekend, and I hope you guys have a great Easter and stuff. So let's get down to what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Reason why I chose this topic is I know that last week I talked about like the biggest huge mistakes that a lot of embroiders do. But when I was talking about the big mistakes last week, I was actually trying to talk to you guys about things that we do, mistakes we make when we are actually doing embroidery. What I actually want to do is talk to you guys. I guess you guys can see Mello back here. You want to say hi, boo boo? You were the star last week. Okay, so we're not done talking though. Okay, we can talk later. So this week, what we're going to be talking to you guys about is the side of running an embroidery business. And one of the things that I usually see that happens when people want to start up an embroidery business, they get all excited and everything. And then all of a sudden, when I talk to them after like 6 weeks, I go, so how's it going? Duh. It's like not their thing. They're all upset and it just did not work out for them. And then when I start to talk about them, I notice that there are some common things that people are doing when they try to jump into this. And I'm kind of hoping that I want to share with you some of the things that I find out, and so that way it can either help you, okay, if you are doing embroidery as a business right now, and also if you're thinking of doing an embroidery business, some of the things that you really should be thinking about. Okay. Now, one of the first things, so we're gonna just jump right in, okay, is that when people start thinking, okay, I want to do embroidery, okay, and I want to run an embroidery business, they think that it's just, I'm just going to jump right in. It's going to be super easy and it's going to start raining money, okay? It's going to start pouring. They're going to look up at the sky. They're going to see all these dollar bills just running down. Does it happen like that? Well, let me tell you the honest truth. No, that's not going to happen, okay? I mean, it can, after a while, but it is not something that you're going to be able to just jump right in, do real quick, and the dollar bills are just going to fall out of the sky. It's just not going to happen. And that's a lot of misperception that people have. When you see people that actually run an embroidery business and they do it profitable, excuse me, hold on, what do you have? Sorry, Mello had something, had to get in his mouth. One thing you got to watch with these golden doodles, boy, they will eat everything under the sun. So you got to watch them and stuff. He had a little sponge. That's a no-no. Not good for your stomach, boo-boo. Sorry about that. So people think it's like super, super easy. When you see people that are currently running an embroidery business and they're running it pretty successfully, you got to remember that what you're looking at is kind of like the end game, okay? You did not see the whole process of the beginning when they actually decided to do this journey as to where they are today. So what you're seeing is really the end, okay? And what happens is when you are starting an embroidery business, you're not going to start at that end state that they're at. There are a lot of things that they had to do before they got there. And those are the things that a lot of people have misperceptions of. They think that it's easy. They're going to be able to jump in and they're going to start making all these sales and the money's just going to roll in, and it doesn't happen that way. So because they have this misperception, right away, I know up front that they didn't do the research. Now, what I'm talking about, they didn't do the research, is that they didn't really take the time to sit back, think about how they were going to accomplish their end game. How were they going to establish the business? How they were going to run it? The equipment that they need, the materials and the supplies, How are they going to target a certain customer base? What kind of products they were going to offer? These are all things that you have to have thought out. Now, if you don't think of these things, what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of bumps on the road. And that can actually prolong the process of you becoming successful because you really don't have a clear feel of where you're going. So, while you're going through all these bumps, what ends up happening is one or two things going to happen. And it's really going to depend on your personality. Okay. Some people, when they have bumps in the road, all that does is it makes them more determined to be successful. And so, for those types of folks, it doesn't matter how long the process is, and it doesn't matter how many mistakes they make along the way. They are so focused on getting to that end goal that no matter what mistakes they face, they're just going to keep on going. They're going to learn from the mistakes and they're going to progress and they're just going to do well. There's a second type of person, and the type of person is the person that gets kind of like deterred really quickly. And usually those are the folks that when they start making mistakes, they start to get very discouraged and they start to lose confidence and they start thinking, God, this is just too hard. It's not for me. And then before you know it, they're like done. They're just done because within a month or two, they were not able to reach a certain level of success that they saw the other business owner have. Now, the thing is that one of the things I want to point out is when you are looking at other people running their businesses, you have to understand everyone has their own pace and everyone has their own style. Just because someone was able to just open up a shop online and get instant success doesn't mean that you have to also have that same type of, race. Okay. There's no race. So the way I look at it is everyone has their own pace and everyone takes their own time and everybody creates their own success. Okay. So there is no race and you shouldn't really compare your success with other people's. And sometimes I find a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, I got this shop and I'm not getting any sales. This person has their shop, they're getting a whole bunch of sales. And to me, it's like when you do that, one of the things that happens is you are so focused on what everyone else outside of you is doing that what ends up happening is you're not focused on your own business. And when you're not focused on your own business, that is when you're going to start losing interest. That's when you're going to start losing confidence. And that's when you're really going not to well. Okay. So when I'm talking about, just going in and jumping in and thinking everything is going to be honky dory, that's a misperception. Okay. No matter who you talk to, everyone is going to tell you that there has been a mistake they've made. There's been a bump on the road. You just have to overcome it. Just know that it's going to take time. You cannot be impatient. You also have to make sure that you do your research. Okay. So have an understanding, have a vision, understand what it is that you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. That way you can make sure that you can stay focused. Now, the other thing is that I find that a lot of people just don't do well in the embroidery business is because they lack practicing, okay? And they want to just do everything quick, okay? Really the main focus is because people think it's easy, they're just going to jump in and it's just going to rain money. It doesn't work that way, okay? Like I said, you got to do your research. And then they also have no clue about the startup cost. Okay. It costs money to run an embroidery business. The most expensive thing that you have is the embroidery machine. There are several types of embroidery machines you can get, single and multi-needle. It doesn't matter what machine you get. What does matter though is the cost. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter what machine you get, it's not going to be cheap. A good quality embroidery machine is going to cost you good money. Okay. So also the type of machine that you get is going to depend on the type of product that you want to offer. All right. So keep all this in mind. And like I said, this is all part of the research that should have been taking place before you decided to run your own embroidery business. Okay. That's one of the things that I noticed that people just jump in and they get stuff and and after they got it, then they're like, okay, now I want to do this, or now I want to do that, or they end up starting to embroider, and then they start understanding that it's not just sticking stuff in the machine, and it's not just putting thread on the machine and hitting the start button. You really have a lot of prep work that you have to do. There is a lot of understanding that you have to have about the threads, the different types of weights, the different types of brands, different types of stabilizers and fabric. All of that is knowledge that has to be obtained, and that's stuff that you get when you practice. And a lot of times people don't practice. They just go ahead and they open up a shop. They think everything is going to be so hawky, great and easy, and then before you know it, they start to realize, as they start getting orders in, they start to realize, shoot, the quality of my stuff is not that great. You're going to have customers complain about it. Your designs aren't going to look that good either, and you're going to have problems. Okay, so you really have to work on your skill set when it comes to embroidery. A lot of people don't want, they don't want to do it. Okay, now I am going to say one thing too. One of the things you really have to ask yourself before you get into the embroidery business, and you have to be flat out honest, okay? Is this something that you truly enjoy doing? Now, I want you to notice the words that I'm using right now as I'm talking to you guys, okay? I said, is this something that you truly enjoy? Enjoy. I didn't say like, or kind of like, or might want to do. Enjoy doing. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. When you enjoy doing something, you end up really giving something your all. You enjoy it. You love doing it. So you'll end up doing it over and over again. You don't mind making the mistakes and learning from the mistakes. It doesn't become really a chore. It's something that you truly, truly enjoy and you love. When you like doing something, just like doing it, then what ends up happening, it can go to either way of the spectrum. Your like can turn into, oh, I really do like this. I really do enjoy this. Or it can also go to the other side where you liked it and now it's a pain. It's a pain. You don't like it. You're not feeling it. You don't understand it. That's really going to shape your attitude. Your attitude is going to determine how successful you're going to be in your embroidery business. I've seen a lot of people that what they do is they say, oh, people make a lot of money doing embroidery, so I want to do that. They're really not looking at this business as, oh, people are making a lot of money in embroidery. I really love the way they do that. I really want to know how to learn how to do that. And when they're doing it, they say, really, I love embroidery. I can stand there and literally look at the needle up and down. I am that person. I love it. I can turn this machine on and I have no problem slowing down machines. I have no problem standing there, babysitting it, and just watching a design come alive with the needles and the threads. I actually enjoy it. It's not a chore. It's something that I truly love doing, okay? Some people hate it. They hate putting the stabilizers together. And even when a mistake happens, at first I go, oh, wow. And then I take it out and I actually examine and I want to see, did I get a bird's nest? If I got a bird's nest, why did I get a bird's nest? And I feel like it's like a puzzle, right? And I'm trying to undo the puzzle to see what was the cause of that mistake. What happened? Is it a flaw in the design? Is it because something happened to my needle? Did I get a bent needle? Is my needle dull? Or do I have a piece of lint in my bobbin case? So, when you like something and you're working, when you like it, what's most likely what happens is the person's going to stick the item in the machine and they're going to walk away because they're really not interested in watching the design stitch out, right? All they want to do is just stick it in there and walk away. And then also when something breaks, they're really not interested in what's wrong with the machine. They just want to, their attitude is, oh, just hurry up, fix the machine so I can just get this order done with. So there's a difference, okay? And that difference is going to come out in your business, all right? That attitude, that passion or that hate is going to show in your end product. It's going to show in your packaging. It's also going to show on how you interact with your customers. Because to me, I love meeting with the customers. I love talking to them about the way embroidery works. I like to see their visions come to life with needle and thread. I think it's awesome to see that end product. I love seeing the customer's face when they see the design. I mean, to me, it's a high. It's like, oh, this is like really nice. Okay. For someone who likes it and is not really into embroidery, they just want their check. They just want the check. Here's your product. That's it. They don't care about, anything else because it's not their thing. Okay. So my whole thing is if you really want to get into the embroidery business, make sure you're getting into it with the right understanding of where you stand on it. Okay. Is this something that you're going to love to do? Because if it is, chances are, and I believe high chances are, you're going to be pretty successful in it because you're going to be able to breathe, live, everything embroidery. You're really going to want to excel in your craft, in your skill set, and that's going to show in your products, and that's actually going to work well with your customers. And that's really going to help your business grow. If this isn't something that you're really, really interested in, and you just want to do it as a hobby, or sometimes you want to do it as a gift for friends, that's okay. But understand that that might limit your ability to go a little further. That's all I'm saying, okay? I mean, I think you guys kind of understand a little bit. So I got some notes in front of me and stuff that I wanted to make sure that I cover with you guys about this, okay? So the first thing I talked about when we first started was I talked about that it's not easy. It's really not going to rain money right away. Okay. A lot of times people don't do the proper research that they're supposed to do before they even decide if this is something that they want to pursue. Okay. There's a lot of practice that's involved. And sometimes a lot of people are very impatient. They don't want to take the time to actually learn the craft itself and build their skill set. Okay. It takes time to learn it and understand it. And other times too, is sometimes you have to think about what kind of niche you want for your embroidery business to be all about. Now, what am I talking about when I mean, what is your niche? Okay. Now, what I'm talking about when I say niche is what do you want your embroidery business to really be all about? What kind of products do you want to like focus on? Okay. A lot of times what happens is I see some folks, they say, I want to open an embroidery business, and they go ahead and they open it, and then their products are all over the place because they really don't have a niche. They really don't have an area where they truly want to focus. So what ends up happening is it kind of messes them up in two ways. First of all, you are all over the spectrum. You are all over the place. Okay. You are offering products all the way from A to Z. And what ends up happening is you're doing a little bit of embroidery on this, a little bit of embroidery on that, and that. Now, if you're really new to embroidery, then what's going to happen is you are not really focusing on a certain area. So you are not going to really I guess how am I going to say this? Okay, you're really not going to focus on how to excel your skill set in one particular area. Okay. My recommendation is always, what is the product that you really want to offer? Focus on that first. Learn the craft really well. Excel in that. Once you know that product like the back of your hand and you are golden and you're like on the mark, that's when you can start expanding to other things. And you slowly start doing it one at a time. And before you know it, you could end up with a whole catalog of products. And all the products in your catalog are top notch because you have taken the time to really learn how to embroider on all those types of products. I'll give you an example. Let's say hats. Hats come in two types. structure and unstructured. You also have the hats that have different panels. You have 4-panel, 6-panel hats. You also have, different color hats and stuff. Embroidering on hats is not a very easy thing to do. You really have to know how to hoop the item correctly, whether you're using a flatbed machine or you're using a multi-unit machine. And there's also different types of embroidery styles that you can embroider on a hat. You can do 3D puff embroidery. You can do flat out letters embroidery. And so there's different ways you can embroider on a hat. Some people like the front, some people like the side, some people like the back of the hat to be embroidered as well. My thing is, if you want to do hats, stick with hats, do different designs of hats, offer, but make sure that you excel on embroidering on hats, okay? That your hats are like top of the line embroidery on the hats. Once you have excelled on that, okay, and hats inside out, then you could say, okay, I already know how to work on all types of hats. I know how to embroider on those hats and stuff. Now I want to do beanies. So start excelling on beanies. Okay, now I'll introduce towels. I'm going to start doing towels. And then you focus on the towels. You do little bits at a time, okay? If you end up focusing on all these different stuff at one time, then what happens is it can be a hit and miss, all right? Because what happens is you don't understand the material that you're working with and stuff. Like I could take a kitchen towel and I can embroider it so quick and it'll come out solid looking. I mean, solid. I know about density on a design. I know about the sketch embroidery files. I know about the different fonts that I can use. I know about my knockdown stitches and all that kind of stuff. You can bring a bath towel to me and I can create a most beautiful set because I have done so many, okay, that I know what would work with what style and what type of fabric and all that kind of stuff. That all comes with experience and time. And a lot of times what happens is people, they just open up an embroidery shop. They haven't even practiced. They haven't even have an idea of where they want their embroidery shop to focus. And then what ends up happening is they're all over the place. And then they give up. They give up because they're just all over the place and it just becomes really hard and overwhelming. And next thing you know, it's kind of like, this isn't for me. Okay. The other thing also is when you're looking at what type of products that you want to embroider for the type of customers that you want to attract, what type of embroidery is it that you want to provide? There's different types of embroidery. Okay. We got hand embroidery because that is very popular too, hand embroidery. So do you want to do hand embroidery? If you want to do machine embroidery, think about what type of machine embroidery you're interested in doing. Okay. Do you want to do products that just have applique on them? Okay. Are you looking at dense embroidery designs? Okay. Or are you just looking for light sketch embroidery designs? So just make sure that you think about all of this. Okay. And understand also the cost behind every decision that you make in the embroidery business. A lot of times, I've heard people actually come to me and say, it costs a lot of money to run an embroidery business. And I didn't realize it was that expensive. Yes, it does. It really does. Because sometimes a lot of people, what they think is, I just buy the machine, a pack of thread and a pack of stabilizer. I'm good. I'm good. The customer can bring me the blank and I'm good. I'm done. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes what happens is as you get orders in and as you start to expand your product base, you start realizing that you need other tools. And sometimes what happens is especially when you're in the production, right? You end up finding out that there's going to be tools out there that you're going to need to help you really work better, faster, more efficient, okay? Like for instance, the Mighty Hoops, the hooping station. Those are products that I use that really help me to become efficient in my business, okay? The hoops really help me hoop the products a lot faster and make sure that I'm more accurate. And when I meet with customers that need polos with logos and all that kind of stuff, the hooping station is a win for me. I mean, I can make sure that the logo is in the right spot all the time. Now, some of the time, all the time. So it's like it's like golden for me. Okay. So to me, it's like a must. Okay. So, you got to remember it gets really, really expensive. Also, you got to think about also like when you're thinking about the shop and you think about the products that you want to produce in your shop, think about how you want to run it. How do you want to run it? Do you want a shop that is seasonal, or do you want something that is run on an annual basis? And I'm going to tell you how what I mean by that. Sometimes, depending on what you are offering your customer base, what can end up happening is you can be seasonal. For instance, like I have a lot of products in my shop. If you were to go look at it, and you're going to see, I focus a lot on the kitchen towels. Kitchen towels is my big thing. Love making them. Okay. Love it. I even have some new ones. I have some new designs. And let me show you right now while I have you here. I can show you real quick these new designs that I came up with. I was showing them to my mom, and she loved it. And I was thinking of coming up with a new line. So this is a new line that I made. And these are little designs that sometimes you end up seeing on a lot of baby blankets, right? So what ended up happening was I have a girlfriend who is becoming a grandma for the first time. And it's the baby's not born yet. It's going to be born this year. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to make her a kitchen towel to introduce, her first grandma kitchen towel. And then I was thinking to myself, this would be a really neat thing that folks can give their parents to announce they're going to be a grandparents. Now, I have seen people make little baby onesies and give that to their parents. But I was thinking this would be really cute because they can take this and they can hang it in their kitchen. And when people visit them, they can say, hey, did I mention I'm going to be a grandma? And then I could put established 2000 and, the year and stuff. So this was a new design that I came up with. I thought it was really, really cute. And then, of course, you guys know I love doing my Spanish towels. So this is another design that I came up with. I love my Puerto Rican flag, so I always have that there. And then I also decided I'm going to offer that in the personalized. So this is for my mom. My mom's name is Carmen. So I got to mail this out to her. So I figured, let me make one for her. So I really like this one too. So I really like the way this design came out. So, and I have a couple of more that I still have to embroider. But as you can see, okay, getting back to the topic, all right, I had to show you guys. So anyway, as you can see, you have to think about what products you want to offer your customers. Now, if you look at my shop, you do notice that I do offer some other stuff as well, but you can quickly see that my thing is the kitchen towels. I love the kitchen towels. I love the dinner napkins. I love home decor. Now, can I make shirts, clothes, and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I can. Is it really my favorite thing to do? Really, no. I mean, it's not my thing. It's just not. Okay. Maybe when I have grandkids one day, maybe I'll start doing it. I don't know. But as for right now, I just really like home decor, and that's really my thing. I like getting into pillows, embroidering pillows, doing like kitchen towels, dinner napkins. That's my niche. That's my thing, home decor. So when you're thinking about your embroidery business, think about what is it that you like to do. Not me or anybody else. What do you like to do? How are you going to be original? How are you going to stand out from the pack? Okay. And that's a really hard question to answer. And sometimes you don't get that answer right away. Sometimes that comes within time, because you start playing with embroidery software and you start playing with designs and stuff like that. So it's something that will naturally come to you. But that is something that, you have to, if you want to be really successful in your business and stuff, you have to think about that stuff. Now, one of the things that I really see a lot of mistakes that people make is not only do they get in this thinking that this is really fast and this is easy, it's going to bring money, and they think it's so quick. Is another thing that I see people do all the time is they copy. If you go on Etsy and you type in something like, let's do the birthday shirts, okay? And I know some people get pissed off at me because I say it's not my thing, because first of all, I think it's saturated, and I believe it is, because if you were to go into Etsy and you type children's birthday shirts, you're going to get so many hits, and you're also going to see a lot of shirts that look alike. And I right away when I see it, what goes through my mind is people copying from other people. No one is, everybody knows, let me just stick a number and I'll just get this design and I'll just put it on top of the number and I'm good. Okay. And then put the person's name. You're not making the shirt original. If that's something you want to do, that's fine. But my whole thing is what's going to make yours stand out from the rest. And when you end up seeing that so many are the same, then what ends up happening is then you get into this price war, right? So you'll have one shirt that's $30. Well, then this person will say, I'll do the same exact shirt that person has, and I'll offer it at $5 less. Then another person will come out and say, okay, now I'm going to offer another $5 less. So when you start going through those little listings, you're going to end up seeing probably shirts for like $19.99 or $14.99. And honestly, I know about embroidery, okay? And I know about the cost, all right? So I know the machine cost, the threads, the stabilizer, the blank alone, okay? I mean, and then I know about the fees that go into Etsy, right? Because Etsy gets like, I think 6.5, then you have to pay 20%. I mean, 20 cents for the listing. And then you also have to pay for your shipping fees. You have to pay for your transaction fee and all that kind of stuff. So when you start subtracting all that, I'm like, wow, what goes through my mind is, oh God, that poor person, they sold a shirt, but they probably at the end of the day, probably only made a $3 profit. And what goes through my mind is, how much man hours did it take to make that one shirt? Was that a very profitable thing for that person? And to me, it's like, that's not how you do it. That's not going to make you successful. That's not how it's going to take you to that end, So it's like you have to really think about it. You got to think about the products that you're going to offer and the prices that you're going to offer, because you want to make sure that it's something that's going to be sustainable, okay? Because you don't want to have an embroidery business and you're running it for free. And a lot of people end up quitting. They quit because huge mistake. And the whole thing, and if you think about it, a lot of times, to me, I feel like if these folks are copying, it's because they're not in love with embroidery. That's not what they love doing. Okay, they're copying because they're looking for an easy way. They're looking for shortcuts. They just want to establish the shop and make money, and there really is no passion or anything about it. So that's just me, my opinion, but that's just how I see it. Okay. The other thing too that you have to think about also is, are you willing to explore other vendors in the embroidery world? Okay. Like, and when I'm talking about, are you willing to explore, I'm talking about, are you just like so stuck on creating that one thing, or are you willing to learn about different types of embroidery products that you can make and other styles? Like, for instance, I remember when I went with Miss Banks to the sewing and quilt shop, the Sewing Quilt Expo, um, went in I think it was in Fredericksburg that we went. And when we went in, we passed a booth, and the booth had Mylar embroidery. And Mylar embroidery is when they had this topping that was kind of shiny, and the designs were actually developed for the Mylar sheets. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about. But that is, it's a particular way to embroider. And my whole thing is, those, when I have to tell you, when me and Miss Banks walked by that booth and I saw that embroidery, it stopped us. It stopped us both on our tracks. And the only thing that came out of my mouth was, oh my God, this is just beautiful. I mean, the way that the embroidery sparkled, okay? I was just at awe. I was like, oh my God, this is just like beautiful. I didn't know what else to say. It's that beautiful. So my whole thing is, you know, you have to be willing to really think about what it is that you want to do with your shop. Okay, think about how you're going to make it unique. And when I'm talking about the Mylar embroidery, that's what I mean by different styles of embroidery that you want to offer your customers and stuff. I mean, that is stuff that can make you really stand out from other people. And that's the thing. I mean, it can be really competitive because, but the thing is, you can be unique. You can create, you can take your shop and just take it to a whole other level. I mean, it just depends. Like I said, at the end of the day, it depends. Do you love this, or do you just like this? Because if you just like it, you're not going to go those extra steps and say, oh God, I really love what I do. I'm gonna make it, I want to research. You're not gonna want, when you love what you do, you have no problem going the extra mile and researching in order to take your craft and your skill set to a whole other level. You have no problem doing it, because to you, it's like, it's not work. It is a joy. Okay. When you just like something, it's like you don't get like excited, like if you just liked it, you probably just would have walked past that booth and you would have been like, it's cute, and then just kept going. Me and Miss Banks, we stood there and we were looking at it and we were like, I mean, that thing shined, and I was looking at it and I was like, I had to touch it, and I was just like asking the questions like, oh my God, how do you do this? And I mean, it was just like, it was like out of this world, right? So that's when you really, I mean, and I'm going to be honest, that's something that I am going to, me myself, I want to incorporate that. It's just that right now I have been working on some new designs, but after I'm done with these designs, I am hoping by Christmas I can incorporate designs like that in my towels, because that would be like, wow, I mean, that's like a whole other level of embroidery to me. But let me see. I want to make sure that I touch some stuff, because my mind was like going all over the place. So I'm going to read some of the notes that I've had. Okay. So we already in the beginning, I said it's not easy. It's not going to rain money. Okay. And that's a lot of times, a lot of people make that mistake. They come on, they think, oh, it's going to be so easy and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, they fail. They have the startup money. They buy a machine. And that's the other thing too. When they're buying their machine, because they have no idea and they didn't do the research, usually what ends up doing is they buy the cheapest machine. Or if they, and well, no, I don't know of any embroidery machine that is cheap. But to be honest, when they get their machine, because they don't really have a good understanding of what they really want to do with embroidery, they'll just buy any machine. When you know what you want to offer and you have a good understanding of where you want to go with this, okay, you got your plan, you got your vision, you're excited about it, then what ends up happening is when you start to look for your machine, you want to make sure that that machine is capable of doing all the things that you want to do and some. Because remember, you just don't want to be able to do some of the stuff that you want to do today. You want a machine that's going to grow with you. It's going to grow with your business. It's going to take you to those next products that you want to excel making. Okay. Now, if you're just a hobbyist and stuff like that, then it really doesn't matter. It's just a hobby. You're just making gifts for people and stuff. You're not really selling or stuff like that. Right. So to me, it's just buy the machine you're happy with, that you understand most and stuff, and that you're happy with it. Okay. So, a lot of times people, they think it's real easy. It's something you can jump in. It's a skill set that you could just pick up like that. No, it is not. A lot of times people come out and they always say, oh, embroidery is so easy. No, it's not. If you really do it well, if you're going to do embroidery well, and we're not talking about little, embroidering little names here and there on products and stuff. I'm talking about good quality embroidery, okay? Good, solid designs. All right, that's what I'm talking about, okay? I mean, that takes practice. And if you look at digitizers, okay? Digitizers, there is a big difference between a very good seasoned digitizer and someone that just digitizes, but it's just like, they'll create a design, they'll just give it to you. And then when you go and you test it out, you see there's a lot of jump stitches and they don't really stitch out the design so solid that it gives you that nice solid look. And what I mean by solid look, I'll tell you right now, like if you were to look at my towel, okay, and you look at the design, you see that it's solid. You don't see jump stitches all over the place. You don't see it all bumpy or anything like that. It's solid. Okay. This is what I mean. Okay. See, I can tell when a design, and that's the other thing too. The more you embroider and the more understanding you have of fabrics and different types of designs and how they should look and everything, you can tell right off the bat if you have a good file or a bad one. And a lot of times, don't take for granted that when you buy a digitized design that it is off the mark. I have bought lots of embroidery designs where I had to take it after I bought it. I had to send it over to my digitizer and say, hey, can you fix this design for me? I don't go back to the digitizer because the way I look at it is you already showed me the product of your work. Okay. And at the same time, this is a mental note that I make to myself. I'll never buy from you again because I already know the quality of your digitizing. Because if you digitize that design and you put that on your shop and you're selling it to people like that, that means that that's the best you can do. That's how I see it. Okay. So I just make a mental note and I make a little list of who not to purchase from again, and, I just call Faisal and I just say, hey, I need you to fix this for me. And he does that. Now, this design that I made for the grandma, this was actually a design that I purchased that came out really bad. Okay. The digitizer did a very poor job in this design right here. Now, the way this is stitched out right now, this is after my digitizer had fixed this for me. Okay. Faisal fixed this for me and he made sure that it was solid. There was a lot of spaces where stitches were missing and stuff. And it was just like, no way will I sell a product with a poor design like that. So when I sent it to Faisal, he worked on it. And as you can see, this is solid. I mean, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. So, you know good from bad digitizing. You really do. And, and that's the other thing too, when you have an embroidery business, okay, and you're not a digitizer, I have absolutely no interest in digitizing at all, but I do have a list of very good digitizers that I work with daily. And when I have bad designs, I know exactly where I can go to get these designs fixed. Okay. Now, does it cost more money to do it that way? Yeah. But this is, like I said before, if I purchased an embroidery design from you and that was the best you could do, because think about it, when you are selling something, that is, you're selling them your best. Just like I have told you guys in the past, I do not allow anything that I embroider leave this shop without being top notch. It's just not going to happen, because that embroidery product speaks about me and my business. That's what it does, because I'm not there to speak. That towel is doing the speaking for me. So you have to make sure your stuff is top notch. And that's another reason why I see a lot of embroidery businesses really just not do well, because the passion's not there. So when the passion's not there, you just want to pump out the product and ship it out. You don't care if the customer likes it or not. It's not going to bother you if there's stitches missing and stuff like that. You're going to be like, customer probably won't notice. They're going to notice. Trust me, they're going to notice. They may not say nothing to you, okay? But if you saw it and think about it, as an embroiderer, I look at it as, I look at things more critically than the customer. Okay. If I see that there's something that does not look right to me, and I'll tell the customer up front, like, and that's when I'm working locally. Let's say they bring me a product, right? I'll test stitch it. And then I'll show them the test stitch and I'll say, does this meet your standard? But I'll let them know and say, I think I could do better. But if you're happy with this, let me know. But if you want me, let me try to do this better. I think it's clear. So a lot of times they tell me they're happy with it, but I always come on and say, I understand you're saying it's happy with it, but let me talk to my digitizer. I think I could, and I'll show them why I think it's a little off. And then I'll say, I really want to fix this area right here. And sometimes it's just a little design in their logo that I just have to change up a little bit just to make it look a little more solid. Okay. But because it's a change in a logo, I always like to have that discussion with the customer first and show them how it would look if we don't change the logo. So that way, they can understand why I'm pushing for a certain change. But always, always, always understand that maybe right away the customer may not notice that a jump stitch wasn't cut, or that the outline was off a little bit and stuff like that. But chances are they will notice it after they start staring at the product for a couple of while and a couple of times, and then next thing you know, they're going to be talking about you. So that's all I'm saying about that. But let's see. I think that was really it and stuff. I mean, some of the things is really just me, honestly, at the end of the day, this is how I look at it. A lot of times when a business fails, it's usually because people did not, in my opinion, your heart really wasn't truly into it. And you just didn't really do the research before you did the you went into the business and stuff like that. You really didn't do your due diligence when it came to the research, and you didn't set little milestones that you wanted to reach. And sometimes I feel also that sometimes people are just really impatient, and I think that's really something that I really see very, very common. It's like people will start a business and then they'll say, okay, I start a business and I should be making, I don't know, $1 million by 6 months. And then 6 months pass by and they made about maybe $5,000 or $1,000. And right away they say, I'm quitting. It's like, dude, come on. Come on. Everything takes time. You have to have patience. And you know what? If you really, really, really love what you're doing, you don't mind putting in the time. You'll do it. You'll put the time in. But I find that that is something that a lot of people, they just quit right away. They just quit. They say, oh, that's not for me. That's it. And it's too expensive and stuff like that. Well, you would have known it was expensive if you did your research and you saw all the stuff that you had to buy. A lot of times, I mean, just think. I mean, look at my room. I mean, and you know what's so funny is when I look around here and I start thinking, I'm like, okay, Jeanette, it's time to declutter. It's time to declutter. Let's look around and let's see, is there anything in here you don't need? I need it all. I truly do, because I use it all. Okay. There is no way that I'm going to get rid of mighty hoops. There's no way that I'm going to get rid of my cutting table. There's no way that I'm going to get rid of any of the machines. I use the machines. I truly do. I really do. I mean, some people, they walk in here and they go, Jeanette, you got 7 machines. You use all 7? Yeah, I do. I really do. I do. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Okay. It depends on the product that I'm working on. Everything has a purpose. So I need it, and sometimes when they come in and my girlfriend opens the drawer and she sees all these boxes of needles. She's like, Jesus Christ, Jeanette, you couldn't buy one box? No, I can't buy one box, because if I buy one box, I'm buying a box every month. So usually what I do is I know me, I know what I need. So what I'll do is I will buy 10 boxes of 100 needles, right? So I get like 1,000 needles at a time. And trust me, that 1,000 needles lasts about a year, because I'm running my machines constantly. And remember how I tell you guys, make sure you change those needles. Needles get dull, needles break. Okay, make sure you change your needles. Well, I do change my needles. I change my needles on all my machines. Okay, I make sure that I change my needles. You have to. And you got to keep those things in stock. Last thing you want to do is to have to change my needles, and I have dull needles and I can't change my needles because I don't have enough needles. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's not going to work. So you really got to think about these things, really research and all that kind of stuff. And most importantly, too, is you can't give up. If running an embroidery business is something that you really, really, truly, honestly, in your heart, you love it, you want to do this, you really, truly want it, don't give up on it. Don't. Take your time. It's going to happen, okay? And remember, you're not racing with other people, okay? So if you made one sale and you got $100, well, let me give you a news flash for you, huh? That was $100 you didn't have yesterday, right? That to me is success. That to me is success. So don't knock it, okay? And so what if the other person is making a whole bunch of extra money? Let them make the extra money. Don't focus on that. Don't compare your business with other people's business. Focus on your own business. Enjoy what you're doing. Have fun with it. And just roll with it. And before you know it, everything is going to fall into place. It truly, truly, truly is. Okay. I mean, this is like a lot of people, I find that people give up too easy. They give up too easy. It's like, and you have to remember, everything in life that's worthwhile having are those that you really put your blood and sweat and tears into. It's something that you truly enjoy and love, and you work really hard. That's how you become successful. Okay. So I am going to go through the chat, and I hope you guys liked the topic tonight and stuff. Let me say hi to everybody and stuff. I'm going all the way to the front and stuff. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Hey, Sylvia Cremes, how you doing? Fabulous person. We love you here in Puerto Rico. Oh, Boricua. Que Dios te bendiga también. Gracias. Muchas gracias. And Deborah, how are you? How you doing, Audrey? Hey, crafty Puerto Rican, Boricua, how you doing, hon? Hey, Miss Max, how are you? One reason fails is buying too much too soon without the sales. Thank you, Miss Max. Yes, and you know what? besides the stuff that I've mentioned, if you guys have any ideas why you think businesses fails, put them in the chat, because I mean, Miss Max is so right. I got to highlight her comment here. It's buying too much without the sales. Totally agree with that. Okay. I mean, you have to, and you know, I've seen that so many times, especially like people, they buy all these blanks, a whole bunch of blanks, because they think that this is going to be it, right? And then next thing you know, there's no sale. So they look at their closet and they got all these blanks. And you know, the problem that I have with that too is that when you are staring at blanks and they're staring back at you, what goes through your mind is going to be failure. That's what you're going to think. And that's going to be bad, because that's going to be like a confidence issue. And then you're going to be like, I screwed up, and this isn't working for me. Right. So when you are starting off, you know, I would say if you're going to buy the blanks, you know, just buy a set of maybe 5. Okay. Just 5, keep 5 handy or something until it builds. Okay, until it builds, you know, your sales start to build. But totally agree with what Miss Max said. You know, if you're buying too much too soon and you don't have any sales, what ends up happening is you're spending a lot of money. That could get very discouraging. That can get very, very discouraging and stuff. So sometimes you got to take it slow. Do your research, take it slow, enjoy it, build your skills, and then find a economical way to make samples. Okay, and that way when you start getting the sales, then you can start investing in blanks and stuff like that. Okay, so thank you, Miss Max, for pointing that out. That was very, very good. Good point that you made there. Hey, Becky, how are you? I see Trisha, Lucy. Hey, Robbins, Quilt Basket, how you doing? Hey, Judy, how are you? I see Emma in here. I see Sherry. Hey, Angela. Hey, Eartha. Hey, Annette. Ooh, yep. Oh my God. So Annette is in the cold in Connecticut, 20 degrees. It's actually pretty cold in Virginia too. We had 2 beautiful days and stuff. So hey, so till we begin embroidery, how are you? Hey, Angela. Let's see what else we got going on down here. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Hey, Becky. Oh my God, Becky has granddaughter has a mini doodle named Baylor. He's so sweet. I'm telling you, I love doodle pets and stuff. Mine is a golden doodle. He's an F1. He's an FB1 standard golden doodle. Yeah, so he's 85 pounds. 85 pounds. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I love big dogs. Just love them. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Hey, Letty Gwen. I see Jose. Hey, Annette, how are you? Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Oh, my goodness, Iris. I got to post that in there. She made 3 small sales, embroidered 3 T-shirt logos. Need to get the master for the single needle. It was a hassle to try to get it straight. Oh, yes, there is a hooping station for single needle machines, and I did do a video on that. That hooping station I'm going to do more videos on how to use that hooping station too, because that hooping station is really, really awesome, because it really holds the hoop in place and you always can hoop everything perfectly and stuff. Let me see. Hey, Jose, how are you? Amazing. You're amazing. It is hard. I'm glad you're the truth. I'm in Philly trying to start a clothing line for my little boy and hope we can connect soon. Oh, that'd be great. And congratulations on starting your clothing line, your clothing line, Jose. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And you know what's funny is that a lot of people, what they think is that you can just start a business real quick and it's going to be easy. It's going to run itself, and that things are gonna fly off the shelf and you're gonna end up with all this money. And it's like, it doesn't really work that way. It's a slow process. It really truly is. And you really have to be willing to be patient and put the time and effort on it. And it's really funny because I tell people all the time, if running your own business was really so easy, why is it that you really have less people that run their own business than people that actually work for other people? It's different. It's very different. It's a different lifestyle. Okay. And this is the other thing also, that I want to point out. When you run your own business, you are thinking about that business every day, all the time. Okay. It's not something that you shut off. When you go work for someone, it's like you start at a certain time, you work, and then you're done working, and you just close your laptop or you pick your pocketbook, you leave the office, and it's no other thought. Okay. Only thing you think about is having fun with your family and friends. But when the business is yours, it's a constant worry. Okay. You're worried about it because that is your bread and butter. That is you. Okay. The business is a part of you. So you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be thinking about it. You're going to be eating lunch, eating dinner. You're going to go to bed thinking about it. It doesn't shut off. There is no shut off switch. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There is no shut off, because this is who you are. Okay. It's a part of you. And especially when you are very passionate about what you do, like I am about the embroidery. I love it. I mean, I cannot emphasize so much about how much I love it. Okay. It's like when I go anywhere, I want my machines to be with me. And it's funny because a lot of times, even my friends sometimes have a hard time kind of understanding, because they'll come out and say, Jeanette, you spend so much time in that sewing room. But what they really don't kind of understand is I actually love being in my sewing room. It takes a lot to get me out of here. Okay. Like I'll occasionally will meet you at a restaurant and have dinner with you. And maybe I'll take one day. Okay. And we can go to a winery or we can hang out and stuff like that. Okay. But my space, my special place is really here. I love, you know, trying different embroidery designs. I love taking a kitchen towel, hooping it, seeing how it turns out, testing designs, testing, different types of styles on the kitchen towels, what might work, what might not, Like right now, I was thinking about this and I'm like, this could be a hit or miss. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I was thinking was I saw a video where, people sometimes they want to announce the birth of their child and they give the parents or something a baby onesie. So I was thinking, oh, it would be really cute instead of a baby onesie, right? Because if you think about it, when you give the baby onesie, what happens is they take it, they fold it up and they wait for the baby to be born so the baby could wear it, right? But I was thinking, if you do something like this, right? It's not, you're announcing the baby, but at the same time, you're giving something to the grandparents that they can show off, right? So they can hang it in their kitchen till the baby's born and something to be happy about. So it's just something that crossed my mind because I was thinking, how can I do that and transfer it to my thing? So I'm thinking about doing a whole bunch of different collections. And of course, I'm going to do some in English, but I love making my Spanish kitchen towels. I love it with the Spanish sayings. I mean, I just, because I find that so unique and it's something that you really just don't see in a lot of places, right? So to me, I look at it as that's something, how I say, when you have products, what is the audience that you want to target? What is the need that you're trying to fill? And to me, it's like, I just want to provide a product where, people from the Hispanic community can really, show their pride, and because we're very proud people, and we love our Puerto Rican flag, and we love our speaking our Spanish. So I figured, why not have kitchen towels and stuff with beautiful Spanish sayings in our kitchen, and the same thing, like, why can't we announce the baby, and stuff. So it's just something I thought about. So anyway, but yeah, Jose, I mean, it is um hard work. It's hard work, but you know what, to me, it's fulfilling too, because I like it when I make something and the customers come and they pick it up, and I see their faces and they're like, oh my god, I love it, oh my god, this is beautiful, or you know what I'm saying. I To me, it's satisfying. To me, it's satisfying. Is a certain pride that goes with it. So yeah. So like I said, is you have to be very, very passionate about what you do and stuff like that. So yeah. But okay, so hey Jackie, how you doing? Um let's see where else do we have anything. Let me see. Oh, okay, here you go. There's another one here. Hey Luana, it's frustrating when you get stuck and no, I guess you meant like it's frustrating when you get stuck and don't know where to go for help. And that is true. It is very, very true. And that's a challenge. That is a challenge, that a lot of people in embroidery have. But that's where I say, you have to, if you are so determined, trust me, even though you're frustrated because you're looking for that help, you're not going to give up until you find that help. And that's why I say, in the past, I have mentioned about making sure that you network, making sure that you connect with other people that do embroidery as well. So that way you have people that you can reach out to. Network in different communities like Facebook and all that kind of stuff and everything. And try to find people with those similar interests so you can learn from them, and even reach out to them and ask for advice and stuff. So that is really, really, really important. Miss Max says, I love embroidering everything. I can do it all day and I love to watch. I do too. I can, that is one thing though that my husband sometimes gets a little scared of, because he's always like wondering if I'm going to start embroidering curtains or all his jackets or all that kind of stuff, because I love doing it too. I just love it. Let's see. Let's see. Marlene says, I just love, love, love embroidery. I forget to eat and sleep. Me too. You're right. Yeah. Hey, Ozzy, how are you? How you doing? Let's see. What else we got here? Hey, Miss Banks, how are you, hon? Hey, Miss Smiles, how are you doing? Let's see. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Donna. I see Donna out there. Hey, Susan, Debbie, Linda. Oh, Ozzy saying, I'm dealing with, I can't read today. I don't know what's going on with me. Ugh. Okay, let me drink some water and stuff. Maybe that's what it is. Dealing with creative block, running out of ideas. Sent a photo to Faisal to get digitized. I'm sure I'll get it Monday. We all, Ozzy, that is true. Creative block happens. And it happens to me too. It really does. Because sometimes I'll be, looking at different designs, and then I keep thinking, like, what other Spanish sayings can I put on my kitchen towels? What other designs can be sellers? And you know what's funny too is when you are working on designs, things can be a hit and miss. Things can be a hit and miss because, like I have said in the past, there have been times when I have worked so hard on the design and I think it's going to be a bestseller, and I don't even sell one, not even one. And then I'm like, okay, so I guess nobody thought it was cute but me, So it happens. And but it's something that you have to be persistent at, and you're gonna have moments where sometimes the ideas are gonna fly in, and then you're gonna have moments where it's like, okay, nothing's coming into my mind. But in those times when nothing's coming in my mind, that's when I start getting busy with other stuff. And I'll try to do some sewing. Like, this was a bust. Okay, I mean, I'm sure you guys saw this. I posted it on Facebook. I was trying to sew, and as you can see, look how even all my sewing is. And then my zipper, yeah, this was bad. I'll have to redo this and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you just occupy yourself with other stuff, and things eventually come. The most important thing I say is just don't quit. Don't quit at all. Hey Maggie, how you doing? Hey Selena, welcome to a happy hour. Hey Alicia, I see Terry. Need a hooping station. Oh, Luna, hooping stations they're expensive though, I tell you. Yep, look at that coffee. I need a hooping station home edition, but the coffee alley, totally agree. They are, and that's what I mean about, like, when you have an embroidery business, people don't really realize the actual cost that is involved in this stuff. I mean, this is not, it's not for the light in the pocketbook. I'm telling you, and you know what's funny is when you start running a business, and even you make a little bit of money, what ends up happening is the very beginning is you're taking that money and you're actually turning it around and you're reinvesting it in your business. Okay. The way that I got my hooping station, okay, is because I had a order for 36 shirts. And I made those 36 shirts and I charged $550 for the 36 shirts. Now I'm going to tell you something. My hooping station, I believe it was $550. So if you really think about it, I did that whole order so that I could buy myself the hooping station. So, I mean, everything is expensive. It truly is. Especially, and this is the thing too. It's you're gonna have to start deciding where you can cut the costs and where you should not cut the costs. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to the Mighty Hoops and the hooping station, as pricey as those things are, I don't know if anyone out there will ever disagree with me, but to me personally, they have been worth every single penny. And and we're not talking cheap, okay? Each hoop costs, I think the cheapest hoop I ever bought was $135. Everything else is like $150 up. The hooping stations, they cost money. They're very, very expensive. However, though, they are really worth every penny. In my opinion, they're the only hoops that I use. I have used every single one of these hoops. They have never done me wrong. I mean, the hooping station is something that I use all the time. I have two hooping stations. I have one for the single needle and I have one for the multi-needle. I use them both. Okay. Whenever I want to embroider on my single needle machine, I am using the hooping station for my single needle machine because it holds the hoop in place and you just never miss hoop your items because it's a perfect hoop every time. Okay. When I didn't have the hooping station, and I was trying to hoop for my single needle machine, it was pretty tricky because the bottom hoop would always slide. or the fabric would slide, and then you would first have it aligned, and then when you try to hoop your item, something would shift, and then next thing you know, you were not in the middle or in the area that you wanted to, which is why I was like, okay, fine, I'm just floating everything. But even with floating, you got to be careful, because you have to make sure that you are placing your fabric on top of the stabilizer the correct way. And then I would pin it and all that kind of stuff and everything. But with the hooping station, it just makes it so much easier. So, but it's worth every penny. It is expensive. I mean, it's just like Coffee Alley is saying, you know, it's the cost. The cost is high, but I will tell you, once you get it and you start using it, you really do see the value, and you're like, no wonder they cost so much. I mean, they're really solid equipment, and it's something that when you buy, you have it for life. You have it for life. You won't have to rebuy it. I mean, I think these things will outlive me. So yeah, but it's they're up there. The price is up there, trust me. It hurts when you got to pay for it, but when it comes in and you start to use it, you do feel better, because then you're like, it was worth it. That's what I tell myself. Anyway. Hey Marlene, happy Easter. Oh, happy Easter. Hey Annette. And what did she say? Let me see. That's what I want to get, the hooping station. You're right. The cost. Yep. It's true. Everybody says the cost is, it is. It's expensive. And let me tell you, I have paid for all my hoops. I didn't get any of these things for free. Okay. So they all came out of my pocket and stuff. So it's expensive. It's really, really expensive. Yeah. Love the idea about the kitchen towels. Oh, thanks, Annette. Coffee. It just took 2 orders to embroider names on lab coats for co-workers, hoping I can get more to warrant the cost of the hooping station. And Coffee Alley, I hope that happens, because yeah, I mean, and you know, what's really great. This is something else to also think about. Coffee Alley is the hooping station actually helps you save time when you're hooping your items, right? So because it helps you save time in it, it's a lot faster, it's a lot more accurate, okay? So you know exactly where the embroidery is going to land on the jacket. So it makes it more professional. You always know you got it at the right spot. And actually the hooping, because it's faster, it cuts down. I can't even talk today. I don't know what's going on with me today. Oh God, Jesus. And I haven't even had a drink anyway, because I just had Pepsi. But anyway, because it's so fast and it saves on your time, it's not that bad, right? So yeah. And you know what, I know for sure you're probably going to end up getting more orders for these lab coats and stuff. And then hopefully, if it's in a hospital, remember nurses love to get their scrubs embroidered too. They like their names and their credentials and all that kind of stuff and everything. So yeah, so it'll grow. Your business will grow. Trust me, it will. Because what'll happen is, that's how my business has grown, is that I have embroidered for, I start embroidering some people. Next thing you know, the word gets around and they're like, oh, who did your stuff? Who did your stuff? And the next thing you know, I have people that reach out to me going, oh, I got your name from this person. I heard you do embroidery and this is what I want to get done. So it grows and stuff, so applique and tutus for kids. That is something, yeah, you when you go hit Etsy, Luna, you see a lot of that. But let me tell you, very beautiful sets that I have seen too. People are taking those shirts and those tutus to a whole other level. And it's like, some of the stuff that I see is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And what goes through my mind is, if you wanted to get into that side of the business, with all of the stuff that I've seen where they have the most gorgeous outfits, I have to tell you, if that is something you want to do, you're going to have to up your game, because look at your competition. Look at your competition, because, and if you have a beautiful set, and I've seen people take those tutus, and I see the different types of colors of ribbon and embellishments that they put on there. Oh my God, people will pay. People will pay. And I know how much work that's in too. That's not an easy thing. I saw my sister, she tried to do the tutus for a little girl. And I know it took her a little while to create that tutu. It took her a bit, so, and I'm sure that once you've made several of them, you know how to do it real quick, and it's pretty fast. But it's a first of all, it's a lot of material that goes into those tutus. Also, it's not just like 1 or 2 yards, so yeah, that it looks like a lot of work to me. Yep, you're always gonna have someone copy. Yep, it's true. But and this is the other thing too, when and this is another thing, like some people come on and say, do you get mad when people copy? No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because people usually that do the copying, Luna, are not people that are going to be in the game long term. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's laziness. That's what it is. They're looking to make a quick buck. It's about being lazy. They're not really creative. And the way I see it is, you may copy, but did you do it as good as I did? And chances are you didn't. You're only gonna, and this is how I look at it too. People that cheat, they only get so far. You don't go too far in life cheating. You really don't. You may get ahead of the race for just a little bit, but as time goes on, you're not gonna make it if you copy. That's for sure. You have to do you. Honestly, you have to do you. Why are there only 18 likes when there's 81 views? Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button so this channel can grow. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Thank you, Iris. I appreciate it. Oh, Jose. Oh my God. You're going to love that machine, Jose. And I have a whole playlist. You just got the SC1900. Congratulations. I got a whole playlist on how to work all the functions on that machine. So if you ever get stuck, just go to the channel and search. I have a whole playlist because I explored that machine inside out, and you're gonna love it. I still love mine. I still use it. I loved it so much. I even got my sister one for Mother's Day last year. So Elizabeth's last year. I think it was the year before, something like that. That's how much I love the machine. Okay, because I kept telling her, you gotta get it, you gotta get it, you gotta get it. Nancy just would not get it, so I just said, fine, I'm gonna treat her. So I got that for her. So, and she loves it, and she has done so much embroidery. So enjoy your machine, Jose. You're gonna love it. I mean, the stuff you can make with it, it's incredible. It really, really, truly is. Hey, Marlene, how you doing? Oh, 37 likes. Hit that like button. And if you're new, please subscribe. Please subscribe and stuff. Everybody's congratulating Jose. That's right. You got a new machine. And so I'm still trying to figure my niche. I've been trying many things, but I enjoy doing it all. And that's how but you know what? And I'm going to, Coffee Alley, I'm just putting all your comments up there because you're making good points. Okay, I want to also talk about this as well. Okay, she says she's been trying many things and enjoyed doing it all. Okay, now remember when I was talking about embroidery business and I said you got to be careful because you don't want to offer a whole bunch of stuff. All right. However, though, like Coffee Alley's doing right now, okay. Right now, she's just trying to figure out her niche. So to figure out your niche, you're going to have to try a whole bunch of different things, right? You may want to try to embroider socks. You may want to try to embroider kitchen towels or dinner napkins or bath towels sets, jackets. You may want to try to do hats. You may want to embroider scarves. You may want to embroider book bags, lunch bags, backpacks, So there's just so many things that you can embroider. And she's really on the right track, okay? For the simple fact that you have to try different things, and then even though you enjoy doing them all, the next question I would ask you, Coffee Alley, is what is it that you say you enjoy doing them all, but which is the one that you really, really love? And if you would look at everything that you've done, which is the one that you can actually like, you look at it and you're like, you know what you tell yourself? You go, damn, I'm good. This is like, wow, look what I did. Which is that item and stuff? And then ask yourself, how can I make this item more wow? How can I really make it pop? How can I really make this mine? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would kind of like try to go and try to find that niche. You know what I'm saying? Because chances are, I bet you out of all the stuff you're trying, baby blankets. Do you like doing the baby blankets and stuff? Everybody's doing the shirts and stuff. Go the blanket side, okay? You can make blankets for all kinds of occasions. Okay, you can do baptism, you can do baby's first, you can do, and you know what? Now I think about it, I just thought of an idea. You know how everybody's doing these birthday shirts? Why can't you do a birthday baby blanket? You could put those little cute things on a baby blanket. There you go. There's an idea. That's unique. That's what did I say? It's about uniqueness, right? It's about being unique. How are you going to make your product pop out? I'm just saying. New idea. Maybe I'll put the idea on my shop. Let's see if that pops out. And then we'll see if it sells. If it sells, then I'll be like, hey guys, there we go. Now you can just, baby her blankets, and you can do first birthday, second birthday. I don't know, at least for babies, maybe like first year, probably that would probably sell a lot, because I don't know, I think once the kid starts to walk, yeah, that's when the blanket may not work out. When they're crawling, maybe, but when they start to walk, I think the blanket might be a little bit. But then again, kids just love having blankets with their names on them and stuff like that. So I don't know. This is an idea that just popped up. Oh, Marlene said, loves the outcome of every job. I do. I mean, I love it. I truly love it. I mean, it's my thing. I'm telling you. It's just, I'm not retired yet. So during the day, I still have to work. But when I'm done working, this is my other job that I can do all night. And I would be like, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And every time I get an order, it's like, I just love seeing that order. Like, like if they want a personalized towel or something like that, I just love creating the personalized towel. I get a satisfaction out of it. I truly do, because when I pull it out, what goes through my mind is thinking about, I don't know these people, the customers, I don't know, but I think about the joy that they get when they open up that package. It just, I think it's great. I really, 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 truly do. And stuff. So all my products, I just love it. My problem is having my hubby always suggesting new things. That's a pretty good problem to have, Marlene, if you really think about it. I still do my Cricut, but everyone wants me to do embroidery. They said the hand for these things now. Have you guys in my corner. And embroidery is very popular. Embroidery is something that's considered luxury, Jose, so that so that you understand. Um, I have the Cricut too, and I still do shirts with the Cricut, but embroidery is long lasting. When you do heat vinyl transfer within time, after several washings, it cracks, sometimes it peels and stuff like that. So, but embroidery is something that is very, very long lasting, high quality and stuff, which is why a lot of people sometimes are willing to pay extra money for the embroidery stuff. So, just something to think about. Eartha says, I love doing embroidery. I don't watch TV. I'm always watching YouTube, learning from the different types of embroidery. I do the same thing, Eartha. I'm always looking for different ways that people are embroidering, different techniques and all that kind of stuff. I do the same thing. Hey Annette, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, hey Miss G, how are you? Thank you. Oh, looks like everybody liked my new towels. Eartha in the Hoop projects. It's funny. She loves it and I don't. Eartha says she loves doing in the Hoop projects. I just made some pillows using the fonts with heat transfer vinyl. Eartha, okay, in the Hoop project. I am very challenged on in the Hoop projects. I'm going to tell you. Miss Banks keeps telling me, Jeanette, you got to get into it. I tried it, but it just doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. Well, okay. I think I do know what I'm doing wrong. First of all, in the Hoop projects, for those of you guys that don't know what in the Hoop projects is they are embroidery files that have steps by steps on you adding fabric, okay? And you can create stuff, all right? I'll give you an example. I got a little notebook that Miss Banks made for me. And this notebook is where I put all of my errors in for the guy that comes to run the maintenance of my machine. Now, this is a notebook cover that she did, okay? And it has the little tab, okay, of an embroidery machine. And in the cover, she put my name, Boricua Sewing Crafts. And, it's just a little notebook that's inside that you slide in and you have the little tab. And then she also, and this was a in the Hoop project, okay? And then also what she did was she also did a little pen holder for me, okay? And this is in the Hoop project too. So what it is the you have an embroidery file and it has certain steps. And as it does this, each step, you have to like add or add fabric to it and cut it and stuff like that. Now, the thing with these in the Hoop projects, okay, is that they come with instructions, all right? Now, I am a visual learner. So when you give me something like that, where there's like pages to read, and usually you do have pages, it comes with a PDF file with all the instructions. You got to go step by step. And it can get really overwhelming for me. Okay. I have a learning disability. So when you give me something like that to read, it's like a bunch of stuff. That's what I see, like a bunch of stuff. So I actually have to get in myself into like a zone area for me to be reading everything line by line and cutting the material. So because it can get me to a certain like blah kind of state, right? I kind of shy away from in the Hoop projects. But I will say this though, when I finally do take the time to calmly sit down, go through the instructions line by line, cut the fabric, and I'm in my zone area, which means I have no distractions or anything like that. Like my husband's working, so the house is like in a quiet state. I can do it in the Hoop project, and then if I do it a couple of times, I'm good. I am good. It's like, oh, now I love it. Okay. But to get me to start it first time, it can get kind of challenging because sometimes I don't understand what I'm reading, and there's a lot of misunderstandings. My sister and I tried to do it in the hoop project once. We did it through a video, right? And she was reading the instructions. We did a little pocketbook thing, and I was messing up because she was reading it. I was understanding it a different way. So it was, I had to use my seam ripper a lot. Okay, so I ended up using it a lot. So, and it's kind of funny because sometimes I wish I had videotaped that episode of me and her trying to do the In the Hoop project together, because I think you guys would have laughed, because you guys would have been like, Jeanette's a mess. She's a mess. I mean, it's like, why did she think she had to do that? Because my sister was like, even looking through the camera, like, what did you just do? Why did you do that? And I was just like, I don't know. I thought that's what you said. So it was kind of funny. But anyway, but In the Hoop projects, a lot of people do love them because once you get the hang of it, and it's very easy to do. But what's really great about In the Hoop project is that everything always comes out looking the same because it has the same measurements and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I think Miss Banks loves doing the In the Hoop projects too. She has done several of them, and she's really good at them. She really is good at them and stuff. So yeah, but and I've seen some In the Hoop projects, but I always shy away from them. I have to stop that though, because that's fear, and I have to stop that, and but really my thing is the freaking kitchen towels. I can't get away from them, okay? Because I love doing them, okay? I just think they're so unique because it gives the kitchen personality, and I feel like it's a way for people to express their home or who they are, so I don't know. I just love doing it. I just do. Let me see. Let's see what else we got going on. Jeanette, won't that be stepping on another's digitizers? What? Okay, Jeanette, won't that be stepping on other digitizers? So I don't think so. Iris, the way I see it is when I purchase a design, right? And if the design is not stitching out, obviously I'm not going to use a design that isn't working. Okay, so what I usually do is I'll take that design, I'll ask another digitizer to redigitize it for me, so that way it's at a format that I can use. Okay, so to me, it's like it's either you do that, or what am I going to do with that file? Throw it out? I paid for it, so so that's just how I see it. Let's see. Hey Donna, I go to Embroidery Panda Designs by Judy to get my designs. Yeah, there are a lot. You know what it is, Donna? I like to shop around a lot, and sometimes some of the designs that I found that didn't digitize very well sometimes happen to be some designs that I've actually used off of Etsy that, and I'm not saying not all of them. I'm just saying that's only happened to me about like 3 times so far, where I had purchased designs that the designs just didn't stitch out well. And I could tell that there was an issue with the way they designed it. So I just say, okay, it is what it is. I prefer to just have my digitizer fix it, because that way I know it's done right. I don't want to do the back and forward and stuff. And there have also been times too where you can buy a digitized file from someone and then you email them and say, hey, this doesn't stitch right. And they'll email you back and say, okay, I fixed it. And they didn't do anything. Because I've been down that road. So my whole thing is I don't like the drama. And this and I just look at it as you sold this that way, but I still want the design, so I'll just have someone fix those flaws. That way it's usable for me, so yeah. So can someone compile a list of where to get quality designs? Oh, Miss G, I know exactly where you can go. Okay, now if you go to the Embrilliance, where I get my software. And oh, I feel like I should show you. Let me show you guys where to go. Okay, this is the best place to go. Hold on, let me bring down I'm gonna bring up the screen because I want to show you guys exactly where to get. And the reason why I say this is the best place to go is because I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on, but before I share my screen, I actually want to make sure that I bring up the site first. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen because I actually want to show you where to get it. Okay. All right. Now I hope you guys can see the screen. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I want to make sure. Okay, I think you guys can see me. All right. Let me take out your comment. Okay, great. All right. So this is the Embrilliance website. Okay. Now Embrilliance, for those of you that are new to the channel, this is the software that I use. This is the embroidery software that I use. There's a lot of softwares out there. My thing is get the software that works for you. This just happens to work for me. But but even if you don't have this software, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to look at something that I want to show you guys. Okay. Now, right here, look at where my cursor is going. Right here at the bottom, if you look at the left hand side, it has products. Okay, then you see more great info, and it says connect. Right here it says BX Font Designers. I'm going to click on that. Okay, now I want to make sure that you shows up, and I think you guys see it. I want you guys to see this. Right here it says company name, website. These are all sites, okay? And some of them are even Etsy shops also. So you can see some of them say Etsy.com. So if you look at these shops, these are shops that have really good, solid embroidery designs. You can't go wrong by going to any of these sites. I highly recommend you guys look at this list because this list has a lot. And as you can see, I'm scrolling down and they are a lot. And look, some of the sites that you guys are mentioning are here too. Look, Designs by Juju, very, very popular. Designs by Little B, very popular. I have purchased from there as well. Okay. Embroidery Boutique. And if you scroll all the way down to the S, as you guys know, and I'm scrolling down, Stitchtopia, my favorite for fonts. I like getting my fonts from Stitchtopia. Okay. This right here, a whole list, okay, of places you can go for embroidery designs, fonts, and all that kind of stuff. Some of them are Etsy shops too, but they are good quality. And some of them are not Etsy shops, but all of them have been very, very good quality. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. I'm going to remove that now. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So, Miss G, there's your list. There is your list of where you can get good quality. Let me set this back up. Good quality embroidery designs right there. That is the perfect place for you to go to look and search, and you can't go wrong there. You'll love it. Okay, so there's your list. The list is done, ready for you to use. Hey Jose, heat vinyl transfer is really fun. I really got good at it. I live in my shop now and I'm loving the embroidery as well. Yes, heat vinyl transfer is a lot of fun. It really truly is. And stuff. Jeanette, can you compile a list of the places to get quality? Okay, I already showed you, girl. In Brilliance. Go to that spot. You don't have to buy the software. You don't have to buy the software. You just go to that site, look under BX designers. And when you click on that, you have all the list right there. Okay. So, and if you don't know where, I have the link to the video description below and stuff, and you can go ahead and you can look right there. All right. Let's see here. Got another notification here. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Still trying to find the niche. So far, I enjoy embroidering in the coupe mug with wine glasses, beer glass with kiwi. And you know what, Jenny? That could be your thing because you see to really like the in the hoop mugs. Why don't you have mugs do your thing? I mean, you can use that and then just change the designs of the mug rugs or something like that, or create personalized mug rugs. There's an idea. There's an idea, Johnny. You could do personalized mug rugs. That would be cute, different, unique. There you go. And look at that. Robin's mentioned some of those sites that she's mentioned is on that site as well. It's part of the list and stuff. So that's a really good list for you to go. See, I do understand all machines. I know very little embroidery, not really my niche. I love sublimation. Sublimation is very, very popular too, Debbie. The only thing that with me, with the sub, because I do sublimation as well. The only thing with sublimation is I find it's very unforgiving because it's ink. And once that ink gets on the fabric, it's done. It's done. You know, but the sublimation I like to do on coffee mugs. I prefer that, you know, so, you know, that's what I like to do. But sublimation is very big and a lot of people like it. Let's see. Let's see. It's me. All the polo shirts I got and the colors, usually not the ones your client want. I have to order for 13 polo shirts, hunter green, and I don't have it. Marlene, here's an idea for you, okay, to help you with, now let me put your comment just in case people don't understand, because I think I mumbled when I read your comment. Here's an idea for you, okay? This is something that I do, okay? When it comes to embroidering big orders for shirts, a lot of times what I do is I tell the customer to bring the shirts to me. Okay. I prefer to have them go out and buy the shirts for the simple reason that right now what you're saying is you got polo shirts, you got the colors usually are not the ones that my client want, right? Well, let me tell you, clothing can be very, very tricky because some people like certain materials for clothing, right? And sometimes what happens is people will say, oh, this is too heavy, or it's too soft, or it's too light, or whatever, right? So I usually tell people I don't like to embroider on polyester alone. It has to be a cotton blend, okay, which is cotton and poly. And what I will do is I'll give them sites and I'll say, hey, you can order your polo shirts from Jiffy Shirts. You order the shirts from them. And when you have your shirts, the only thing I ask is that you tell me where you purchased your shirts from. In case something happens while I'm embroidering and I have to replace a shirt, I replace it. But I'll know where to order your shirt from. And I'll let you know that I had to replace a shirt. So that way I'm out of the shirt business. Okay. I don't have to have an inventory in my house or anything like that. So my thing is you go, you know, here are some sites where you can buy your shirts. You go, you buy the shirts. When you get the shirts, you bring them to me. I'll embroider them. And that way, the only thing when I go to charge the customer, I don't have to incorporate the shirt in the cost of the price. Okay, because then what ends up happening is, then then I don't know, it gets messy. It just does, because then I have to be like, okay, I got to order the shirts come in different sizes and all that kind of stuff, and like you said, different colors. you know I don't want to deal with all that. So my whole thing is, you go get your own shirts. After you get your shirts, come here. My focus will be embroidering your logo, making sure that it's good and solid. I give you a test stitch, and then you bring me the shirts and I'll embroider the shirts. And then all I do is I just charge you for the digitizing and the embroidery of all the shirts. Okay. And usually what I'll do is, the cost of the digitizing, I incorporate it in the cost of all the shirts. That way I'm covered at all ends. Okay. So that's how I do it. So just a little idea. That way you're not like going back and forth with customers, because believe me, I tried it and it's not my thing. It's not my thing. I mean, it could be yours. I don't know. But my whole thing is, I don't like doing the back and forward. I am perfectly fine with the customers bringing me the items that they want to be embroidered, as long as they are able to tell me where they have been purchased, so that way it can be replaced if something happens. Okay. So that's just an idea and stuff. Hey Rita, how are you? How you doing? Hey Gail. Um, let's see. Oh, Luna bought. Oh, congratulations on your machine. Um, hey Valentina, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's see. Sewing room is my sanctuary. Love being. I know, Angela. This is my sanctuary too. I love this room. Here all the time. And I know that some of my friends and my family are like, get her out of there. But why? I love it here. I love it here. This is my spot. This is really my spot. And I love it when the house is quiet and I'm here and I get to design my embroidery and I get to do things one at a time. I just love doing this stuff. It's just my thing. Um, let's see. And I think honestly, because during the pandemic, right, a lot of people were like kind of going crazy because they were stuck at home. And I know it's sad to say, but everybody was going crazy because they wanted to go out. I was perfectly fine being in here. Perfectly fine being in here with all my machines, sewing and all that kind of stuff. I was fine with it. Didn't have a problem with it at all. And so, let's see. Hey Danielle, how are you? Sometimes I just watch TV in my sewing room for relaxation. Yes, and it's such, I don't know. Maybe we're all just weird. I don't know. I just like being in here. But I think what it is too is because we all do embroidery and sewing and stuff like that, we kind of understand each other. And I think you guys understand what I'm saying when I talk about how I really like being in here. And all my friends, I'm the only sewer and embroiderer of all my friends, okay? From around here. So it's like they don't understand because it's not their thing, right? They don't really do the embroidery and the sewing thing. They do more of they like to go social, they like to go to plays, they like to travel and all that kind of stuff. And now some of my friends say, you don't like to travel? And I'm like, well, it's just not me. It's not my thing. My thing is being here. It is my happy place. So, hey Nettie, how are you? How you doing? Hey Becky, how are you? I see Becky, I see Kathy. Hey C McPhee, how you doing? Do you know if they make the Mighty Hoop for the PRS 100? Mickey, I don't know, but this is the thing that I would do if I were you. I do have their phone number on the video description. It doesn't hurt to call them. I would give them a call and ask, okay? Because they do have the hoops for all kinds of different models and machines, okay? And I would give them a call and I would ask, because they probably may have that. Look at that's so funny. She crafty Puerto Rican can't live without my hoopy station. And it's true. It is true, because I will tell you, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt when you buy it, because you're like, this is expensive. I mean, it does. That's the first thing. I mean, because I was just like, oh, so much money. And you know, at first I was like, you know, but once I've gotten that hooping station, I've used it for every single thing I do. Everything. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have. I mean, my hat is off for that company that created that, because I'm just like, they got something really good there. Um, what hooping station do you have for the single needle? Rita, I have a video, and it's called an in-depth review of the hooping station for the SC1900. And I have a video, and it actually shows the hooping station for the single needle machine, and it actually shows exactly how to use it. Okay. And let me go through here and I'll tell you exactly the title of it, of that video. Um, and in the video, I actually showed you how to hoop an adult shirt, a baby onesie, and a kid's shirt. So, you know, there's just, I mean, it's a really, really good. Make sure the volume is down on this one before I start looking around for it, and I'll tell you exactly. Let me see. I know I called it in-depth review, something like that. And I will tell you exactly where is it. There it is. Okay. This is the title of it. In-depth review of the Hoop Master Home Edition Station for the Brother SC1900. That is the title of it. It's a video that I created 7 months ago. Okay. And yeah, it's a picture. It has the picture of the actual hooping station that I got, and this is for the single needle machine. Okay, and it's not just for the Brother SC1900. The one that I demonstrate in that video is for the Brother SC1900, but they do have it for other single needle machines as well. Okay, so it's just that when you call them, you got to just let them know what machine, what single needle machine you're using, so they can make sure that the adapters that come with the station, you get the right ones for your hoop. Okay, you don't have to buy additional hoops or anything like that. You just need to buy the station, and it comes with the adapter. And the adapter is for the hoop that you already use with your single needle machine. It clamps on, so that way you can you know, hoop your items correctly and stuff like that. You'll see it once you watch the video. So yeah, Rita, I do have that. It's called the Hoop Master Home Edition from Mighty Hoops and stuff. So I do have a video, and I show exactly how to use it and stuff like that. So that actually helps and stuff. What does the single needle looks like? Well, a single needle machine is okay, I think, let me see. It actually looks exactly the same as this one, as the one that I have. Oh, you can't see it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I don't have, I've been, it looks almost exactly like this. Okay. But the thing is, it's just very little difference, but it has the adapters. Okay. So what I will do is on our Facebook group, I'll actually post the video again for the hooping station, so that way you guys can see it, for those of you guys that didn't have an opportunity to see that video and stuff, so you guys can see exactly what it looks like and how it works. Okay, so I'll post that on there, Deborah and Rita, so that you guys can see, you know. And I think that hooping station is cheaper than the one for the multi-needle machines. I think that was about like $325, something like that. This one that you see here, this was like $550, but there's a reason why, because it comes with another stand, and it comes with another stand for the small hoops. I got this one for the 5x5. And this is extenders. This is another addition that you gotta buy. I'm telling you, it's like you gotta buy all the pieces and stuff. But for the hooping, the single needle machine, it's just a hoop with the adapters, and it comes in a package. It comes in a package and stuff, and then you're golden. That's really all you need for the single needle machine and stuff. So, that kind of works. Hey Diana, how are you? Let's see. I make it two sets with the matching ribbon socks. It can be very costly to make. Yes, Gail. Yeah, and those tutus, and I agree, Gail. And that's why sometimes I see some of those tutu sets. They can get kind of pricey too. When you see them, and the real beautiful ones, you see them, they're costing about like $75, $85. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you see how gorgeous they look, Gail is absolutely right. You see, they're not cheap to make. Okay, even the shirts are not cheap to make. When you start to throw in the fabric for the applique, okay, the all the thread, the shirt itself, and the time that it takes to make the shirt, I mean, it's costly. It really does. It's costly, and it's a lot of work. And I think also this is the thing too, is that I don't like when I see embroidery products out there that I know for a fact, good quality work, beautiful design, and they're selling them so dirt cheap. And I know for a fact what they're doing is they're giving away their hard work items for free. And the thing is, people will pay. They'll pay the low price, because they know that person's not valuing their work, and people are going to take advantage of that. So it's just something that always goes through my mind, and I hate when I see that, because I'm like, God, why did you do that? You just cut yourself short. That's why, to me, I'm like all about making sure that you know your pricing, and making sure that you price your items so that it's not that you want to price your items so high that you want to like rob your customer, but you always want to be fair to you. And when I set my price, I know what my price is, and it's not something that I negotiate, okay? Because I already know that it's fair, and I'm not a greedy person, okay? I just want to, recoup my costs and just make a little extra, but if you want me to just recoup my cost and not get paid for anything, you went to the wrong chick, because you're gonna have to go to somebody else, because this one's not working for free. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. But yeah, Gail, I mean, those tutus can cost a whole lot of money. I totally agree. Let me see. Hey, Eve. Uh, for the SE, I got the SE 2000, got the magnet hoop for a 1900, did not work. Oh, take it back. Take it back then. I would have swore that it would have worked, because I don't think that the SC 1900 hoop is different from the SC 2000. That's from what I read. It could have been that maybe you got the wrong magnetic hoop and stuff. I mean, I know you wrote magic hoop. I never heard of a magic hoop for the SC 1900. I've heard of the magnetic one. Oh, Jeannie has the 1055. She loves it, but the faves, you will always love your SC 1900. I'm telling you. Oh, Robin, congratulations. She just got her SC 1900 last Saturday, and she did her first embroidery, and she's been watching the channels. Oh, enjoy your machine, Robin. You're going to have fun with that. I mean, the machine is like so cool. Man, Eve, that sucks about the hoop not working with your SE 2000 and stuff. But I would double check. I would double check on that, because if I remember correctly, when I read the specs, the SE 1900 and the SE 2000 uses the same type of hoop. So I'm wondering if you got the wrong magnetic hoop for that and stuff. Try to reach out to me and see if I can help you figure that out and stuff, because I wouldn't mind helping you. and stuff. Let's see what else is out there. Annette says, I embroidered the top of sheets and the pillowcases. They came out great. My grandmother used it to embroider sheets and pillowcases. That's where I got the idea. That's a nice wedding gift. That is a nice wedding gift. And you know what, Annette? That is also a nice gift for kids as well. Okay. One of the things that I saw is that people are actually sewing like their own pillowcases. While you're selling your own pillowcase, right on the border of the pillowcase, you can actually put the kid's name on it too. So that is also a nice little neat gift that you can do. You know, oh, hand embroidery was a big thing from the past and stuff. By the time you get 50 years old, you can guess how many blankets you've done for one person, but that's a great idea. That is true. Let me see. Hey, let's see. Hey, Marsha Frost. Oh, got her first tubal. I'm in trouble now. That's so funny. Marsha said, I got my first Timo order. Boy, I'm in trouble now. Just put all the bobbin clips on my bobbins. Oh, I'm glad that you liked what you got and stuff. I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out that place for your sewing, but you got to be particular about what you buy. Okay, like, you know, I wouldn't buy a sewing machine from there, you know, because you think about these, they're little. If you're looking for inexpensive sewing notions, then Timo is a good place to just check out. Okay, so yeah, you know, because it's pretty good. Will you be incorporating yarn into your embroidery projects? I have thought about that. You know, right now I'm just working on new designs and stuff like that. If I incorporate the yarn, I might, I'm not sure, but that is something that I have been thinking about. The thing is also is you have to think about what designs would go well with the yarn, right? Like some designs may, you know, that I have can be kind of dense, so it may not look good with this with yarn. So, you know, it depends. If I see a design where the yarn might, you know, complement it, then I would incorporate it. But right now, all the stuff that I actually do for my shop, it doesn't include the yarn at all. And it is something that I would have to really know how to excel at, because if you saw my video on when I first tried the yarn, you can see I was not very successful in it because the yarn that I used was really thick, and it wasn't something that you know, I would sell. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling something like that, because anything that leaves my shop, I really want it to look top notch. It has to look top notch. If it's not top notch, it's not leaving the shop at all. That is for sure. That I promise you. So I would have to practice more on that, and I would have to see what designs would actually go with the yarn before it's something that I would actually offer. You know, so if I don't find something that's really nice, then honestly, it's not going to make it to the shop, you know? So yeah, but I know that is something that's growing in popularity, but I just have to see if it's something that I would do. You know, I'll just have to see and stuff. Let me see what else. Hey, So Love, how you doing? Oh, she likes doing her hoop projects too. Crafty Puerto Rican's doing this the in the hoop projects as well. I just have to get used to it. I really do. Oh, do you know where she got the pattern and the instructions for your little book cover? Designs by Little B is the one that has this. Now, when you buy the file, Marsha, when you actually buy the file, it actually comes with the instructions as well. Okay, so every time you buy in the hoop project, it should have the written instructions along with it, so that way you can follow the file. But Designs by Little B has so many different in the hoop projects. I mean, and really cute ones too and stuff. Where is Mello? Well, let me show you where Mello's at. Let me move the table out of the way because Mello, for some reason, he is a little bit like, there he is, guys. Yes, that's right. They're talking about you, Mello. They're talking about you. Look at him. He's a mess. So that is where Mello's at. He's just laying down being lazy today and stuff. I guess he doesn't have to go to the bathroom like he had to last week, because when he has to go to the bathroom, he'll go to the front, to the back door, and he will bark, bark, bark. And thank goodness I hear him, because my husband is a heavy sleeper. So that poor thing would have had to hold it all night, you know. But I think he's good. But every time before we go to bed, I always take him out anyway. And I like to sit in the backyard a little bit just to relax, you know, and just get some fresh air, and then let him water water the plants and leave some little Tootsie Rolls, so that way I can pick it up in the morning. The usual. But that's where he's at, Mello. Yes, designs from Little B. Yes, that is exactly right, Becky. That's where the make sure everyone. Oh, thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. Brother has coaching feature on luminaire sewing and embroidering quilting. You know, Wisely, I'm telling you, I'm scared of that machine. Luminaire. When I go to the sewing shop and I see it, that's like the Cadillac of flatbed embroidery machines. And it is such a gorgeous machine. I won't sit in front of it. I won't touch it. I'll stare at it, because I know that the moment I touch it, I may want to bring it home, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's like, it's a beautiful machine. It really is. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous machine. I don't know if my sister ever saw it. I know she went to a sewing shop in Texas and she saw the 10 needle machine. Hey, boo boo, how you doing, boo boo? And she saw the 10 needle machine, but I don't know if she was able to see the luminaire when she was there. But it is a beautiful machine. It truly is. Let's see what else we got out here, because I always like to make sure that I answer all your questions and stuff before we call it the night and stuff. Ooh, excuse you. He burped. The dog. Marlene says, I have a design that I love, but has so many flaws. I did contact the seller and they said they fixed it, but it does not look like they did. See? I will get Faisal to fix it for me if he can. He can, Marlene. He can, because that is exactly what ends up happening to me sometimes, and that's why if I buy a design, it's because usually when I buy a design, it's because I have a purpose for it, something that I want to use it for. And if I see it doesn't stitch out well, which is why I tell people, when you buy designs, always test stitch them at least once. Put them up, get a piece of felt or something cheap, little piece of fabric, and test stitch the design, because digitizers make mistakes. And sometimes what happens is you have digitizers that just learned how to digitize, and they make a couple of designs, and then what they do is they put it up on the shop and they try to sell them. And sometimes you got to be careful, because sometimes the design that costs cheap is a reason why it's cheap. Okay. So, and I am one of those that sometimes I go out there and I buy cheap designs, and sometimes I'm lucky and the design stitches out well. And, sometimes I'm a little unlucky and the design doesn't stitch out well. And then what I usually do is I just take the design, I go to my digitizer and I say, hey, and what I do is I send them the file for them to fix for me. And then I also send him a picture of how it's stitched out, so that way they can see what happened. Okay, so that's what I would do, Marlene. When when you stitched out the file, take a picture of it, send the file over to Fazel, and then also send him the picture as well so that he could see what it is that you don't see right. Sometimes he could tell right off the bat. He could, because he's really good at what he does. So he could tell right off the bat, and he can fix it. But just so that you can point it out so that he knows to focus on that area that you don't like and stuff. And he'll fix it for you and stuff. Let's see. Wow, yeah, I wouldn't want you to destroy your machine. Where is a good place to get vinyl? I know you didn't like what you got on Amazon. I only need about half a yard. Yeah, no, okay. If you're talking about marine vinyl for sewing and all that kind of stuff, Jackie, I would go to Joann's. Okay, go with your Joann coupons. All right, don't pay full price. Make sure that it's on sale or get your Joann coupons and go to Joann's. Okay, I did. I know. Miss Banks told me about some vinyl that she got on Amazon that was actually good marine vinyl. Okay, and if you send me a message through Facebook, I can actually share the link with you and stuff like that. But real good marine vinyl, I would go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. Hobby Lobby, I don't. You could go there, but the thing is, they don't have coupons. Okay, so I'm pretty cheap, so I would go to Joann's and I would get the marine vinyl from them. Okay, the vinyl that I got on Amazon, for you guys don't know, I bought some vinyl. I thought it had pretty patterns. I thought it was nice, and then when I went to use it, it tore. Okay, it tore like paper. So all it was like cardstock, and they passed it off as vinyl. I didn't like it. The other thing that you could do, though, is you could create your own vinyl, and I'm gonna show you how. Here it is. Their Heat and Bond has a product that's called Iron On Vinyl. Okay, and what it is you take this and you iron it on your fabric. So your fabric actually becomes vinyl. Okay, so a lot of people do this when they are sewing like lunch bags and stuff like that, or makeup cases, because what ends up happening is sometimes the makeup and everything can spill in the bag, and you want to be able to wipe it clean, right? Because if you just have a makeup bag, right, and it's just plain cotton, right, you just use plain cotton material, right, and then what happens is, let's say your makeup spills in there or something like that. You can't just really wipe it up. You got to throw it in the washing machine, and sometimes it'll take all the makeup off. Sometimes it won't. But vinyl is something that a lot of people use. So this is another option, Jackie. If you want, you can pick this up at Joann's. I picked mine up for Joann's with a coupon and stuff. Just get a roll. Just get one roll. Give it a shot. This is 2 yards, and I haven't, as you can see, it's new in the box. I haven't tried it yet, but I bought it because I figured, I like to make my own little thing, and then maybe I could sew myself a little makeup case or something, So just give it a shot and see if you like it, So those are some options. I want to make ID holders for teachers. Oh, okay. Well, to get the clear vinyl, Joann's too. You can get clear vinyl for Joann's. I went to Joann's and I bought 2 yards of it, the clear vinyl for the ID holders. And you know what, Jackie, another thing you may want to look at is they have in the hoop designs for ID holders also. So something that you may want to check out also. Thank you so much. I'm doing bath towels. Been missing your show through chemo. Love your show going through chemo. Oh, Eve, I'm sorry. Love your idea. Big smile. And almost did Aw. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the show, Eve. Oh, look at that. Mellow. Mellow. Eve said hi. This dog. All right, let me see. Look at that. He wants to be in the show. All right, boo boo. Yes, everybody loves you. Okay, so that day was funny. Oh, I guess Nancy's remembering the day me and her were doing the in the hoop. Yeah, Nancy was like, "You don't follow directions," and I'm like, "That's why I can't do in the hoop. I can't do in the hoop. I can't do in the hoop." Look at the way he looks at me. Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Mello? And so he's over here naked. He doesn't have his collar on. Right, boo boo? Aw, sweetie. Oh, you're so cute. I love this dog. Okay, so all right, let's see. Let's go down here. Yep, praying for Eve. I know, Eve. I'm praying for you, girl. Stay strong. Let's see. Can you explain sublimation? I see the Epson printers can print it. I have one, but I don't have special ink. Okay. Margie, sublimation, okay, it requires special ink. Now, I don't have the Epson printer. I actually purchased a Sawgrass, and I actually wish that I had bought an Epson printer, honestly. Okay. The ink for the Sawgrass printer is very expensive. And if I would have knew that, I probably would have got an Epson. But you have to. I don't know how to use those printers, but all I know is that it's special ink that prints on polyester fabric. Okay, and there are different techniques also. Now they have new techniques as to where you can do so that you can print on cotton shirts and all that kind of stuff. I don't do too much on sublimation. The sublimation that I do is mostly mugs, and I usually use that as gifts for people. Yeah, but sublimation is pretty big. It is pretty big. The thing too is that I noticed with sublimation, a lot of people do direct to fabric and stuff, and I'm not too sure. But I know, and I'm not sure if it's because people aren't doing it right. I'm not very sure on that, so you can't quote me. But I know some people have had issues with the shirts, fading and stuff after washes and everything. So I'm not too sure about that. So it's one of the reasons why I really don't want to touch that area when it comes to clothes. I'd rather just deal with the mugs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, sublimation is pretty big, but it's just the printing out the image on a piece of paper and then putting your heat press at a very high temperature and then just pressing the image on the shirt. It's very similar to doing vinyl on a shirt, except you're doing ink, and the press, the heat on the press has to be much higher than it normally would be if you were pressing vinyl on a shirt. That's what it is. Let me see. Oh, I'll suggest it to my client when my husband is causing in there. Eve, thank you all. I keep looking at Jeanette learning, and when I'm done chemo, going to do more towels. There you go. There you go. Crafty Puerto Rican. Love my craft and shop room. I even decorated it for the season to make it cozy. It's her cozy kit. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember when back in the day, the men all wanted the basement, and it was like the man cave. So it looks to me like I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Men like have their man cave where they have the wet bar, they have the movie theater and the workout room and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like we now have like our women's cave or whatever. And I don't even want to say it's women, because I don't want to say like only women do embroidery, because a lot of men out there do embroidery too. And, but it's like the sewing room and stuff like that. It's like we have our own. So I feel like my husband has the basement, which is like his man cave. Now I feel like this room is my room. It's my little special place, So yeah. So let's see. Is there anything else? Marsha, go to Jeanette's YouTube page. There's search, type the title, enter, and it'll show on your screen. Yes. Thank you, wise lady. Can you use magnetic hoops with green hoop master for the SC1900? They are okay, Marlene. They are magnetic hoops for the SC1900, but the magnetic hoops are not the same as the mighty hoops. And I do have the links to the magnetic hoops. If you search my videos on using the magnetic hoops for the SC1900, you will see the link as to what type of hoops I'm using in those videos. Okay. Just found it. Okay, cool. Which SUB should I get for the SC1900? Hey Robin, I would get a USB that is no more than the ones that I get. The ones that I personally get is I get the 16 gigs, and I get them by the pack. Where's mine? Okay, hold on. I have them in here somewhere. Where did I put them? Okay. Oh, there they go. All right, got it. All right, so these are the ones that I usually get. Robin, it's just regular ones. But I get the 16 gigs, and trust me, the 16 gigs are good. And let me tell you, I have a whole bunch. Okay, I have a whole bunch. Now, the reason why I say get the 16 gig is because you got to remember the SC1900 has a computer. All right. So if you go and you buy one of these with a huge memory, the SC1900 is not really going to be able to read the USB. So to me, if you get a 16 or even a 32, I don't remember which one I bought. I think I bought the 32 or the 16. I know I got a bunch of these that are 16s, but I have a lot of them. And the reason why I like the different colors also is because the colors have a representation. Okay, like for instance, the blue is my kitchen towel designs. Okay, and then when I look at the gray is for the baby blanket designs. Okay, and then the then I can keep going on this stuff. These are for my laptop designs. All right, then I also have a external hard drive, and the external hard drive is where I host all of my embroidery machines on, as well as on my computer, because you always want to have a backup, because what ends up happening is, God forbid something happens to your computer and you lose all your designs, you're not going to remember where you purchased all your designs from, right? For you to re-download them and stuff. So just to keep everything nice and neat and everything, I say keep them on your machine, and and keep them on little USBs. I have a whole bunch. So you can see I have a whole bag. And have an external hard drive. That way you could just file those machines on there, and then you have them in one place. Okay. And if you want to spend the money and purchase on putting them like on a cloud or something like that, you can do that. I don't, because I'm like, that's money that you have to pay every month. And I'm cheap. I'm real cheap. I don't want to be spending money every month on that stuff. So what I'll do is I find little ways to have my, I'll have one design on my desktop, on my external drive, on my USBs. I'm good. Because if one goes bad, then I have them in different places. So that's how I do it. But I think I gave you a mouthful, Robin, because all you wanted to know was which ones to buy. But I usually get the 16 or the 32, and I think you'll be good with that. I wouldn't go and spend a whole bunch of money on getting one that has a whole bunch of space. Just get a pack. Just get a pack of these, and you're good to go. Okay. Let me see what else. Okay. Let me see. Copy and link each side, paste in the thing. I don't know what that's about. Okay. I was gonna buy a Singer's Legacy embroidery machine, but the Brother SC1900 and the SC2000 got my undivided attention. One of the things that I really like about the SC Brother machines is that you got both capabilities. You got the sewing and you got the embroidery. So if you're like low on space or something like that, it's like you're getting 2 for 1. And I really love that machine does both items really, really well. It embroiders very well and it also sews very well. So it's like you can't go wrong with that, you know? Hey, Giddy says she makes Christmas pillowcases every year and embroiders the names on them. See, that's like really cool. Let's see what else we got. Hey, J Love, how you doing? I'm trying to go down real quick because I know we are at 2 hours and a half and stuff. And we are going strong, even though I know you guys are with me, you know, and stuff. But I always like to oh God, look at this. Oh my goodness. Luminaire, one beautiful machine, but super expensive. You are not kidding. Let me tell you. I asked about the price of the Luminaire when I went and I saw it, and that thing was $15,000. I was like, that's how much I paid for my 10 needle machine. For this 10 needle, but the Luminaire is like the Tesla of all flatbed machines. I'm telling you, it's just like it's beautiful. I won't touch it. I'm telling you, I won't touch it. But you know what? I bet you when I go to the Sew and Quilt show this year, you know, because I think they're going to have it again around September, October, something like that. And so I have to talk to Miss Banks because I'll be like, are we ready for another run? You know, because and check out. But if they have a Luminaire over there, man, I hope I don't bump into Daniela over there because she'll probably push me and go, try it, Jeanette. Try it. Because I remember we were all standing by the Brother place and they had the Brother sewing machines in there. And I was watching them sew. And I was just like, oh, you get that itch. You just want to bring a machine home. And I'm like, I can't do it. Just can't do it. I got 7 machines. I can't do it. And each of my machines have a purpose and I actually do use them. But I really don't need another sewing machine. If I do get another sewing machine, that means one of them has to go. And I can't get rid of my Juki. I can't get rid of my SC1900 because I actually like my SC1900. But if I did ever get a Luminaire, it probably would replace my SC1900. But the thing is, I would feel sad because I love my SC1900. So there's a love there. So I can't let go of that machine. I really, really can't. Oh, Coffee Alley says she has the Stellaire and she loves it. Stellaire's another good one. And it's expensive too. It's expensive. Embroidery machines are pricey. I am telling you, they are not cheap, especially a good one. They're not good. I mean, not you know, a really good machine is not going to be cheap. It really isn't. The home edition is $325. Yes, that's how much it is. Yes. And also too, if you call them and you say, you know, you give them the code and stuff, you won't pay for the shipping, okay, and stuff. So just to let you guys know, because you know, ask them, am I getting paid for shipping? And if they tell you we're getting, you know, yeah, this is how much for shipping, say, okay, well, I think it's Boricua Sewing, something like that. Tell them Boricua Sewing and stuff, and they'll go, okay, and the shipping will come off. They'll ship it to you for free. Okay, so because I was able to talk to the company and stuff, and they gave me the code, so that way none of us had to pay for shipping and stuff. Yeah. Heat and bind vinyl. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to. I have not tried. No, you're not behind the game because I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try it. I bought the pack and I said, you know what? I want to try this because I want to try to make myself a makeup makeup bag. This is really what this was supposed to be. I was trying it out to see, can I make something, and then I'll make a big makeup bag so I can put my little makeup in there. Yeah, this didn't work for me. As you can see, very, very sloppy sewing. And this is really my fault because I should have been taking my time and I should have been cutting correctly and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't. So, but that's all right. I mean, lesson learned, right? You know, that's how you learn. Oh, yep. Miss Banks said Walmart does have clear vinyl. So you know what I would do for the clear vinyl? And this is usually what I always do, okay? That's why I love that you could do prices online. Go to joann's.com, see how much their clear vinyl is. Go to Hobby Lobby, see how much they're charging for their clear vinyl. Then go to Walmart and see how much they charge for their clear vinyl. And a lot of people, and thank you, Miss Banks. Let me highlight that. Thanks for saying that, Miss Banks, because let me tell you something about Walmart. A lot of times people forget about that store. But no, my serger, I got the Brother 1034DX, and I was going to get it on Amazon. Amazon had it for $259. Out of curiosity, I just Googled Brother 1034DX and did a search, and that machine came up on Walmart for $199, $60 cheaper. And then I said, okay, so to me, I was like, okay, what's the benefit of getting it on Amazon? All right, so you just get it the next day. Well, guess what? I went on Walmart, I ordered it, and I got it the next day too. So the benefit for me going straight to Walmart is the same machine, nothing different, the same machine. Got it the very next day, works the same, and I got an extra $60 in my pocket. So yeah, so you know, that's what I would do. Just Google and see where you can get the clear vinyl. And you know, and this is the thing too, know what gauge you're getting too. I usually get the 8 gauge, but the higher the gauge, I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think the higher the gauge, the thicker it is. I bought 8 gauge, and the 8 gauge is a little bit on the thin side. It's not exactly thick. I think this is a little thicker. I think this is 16, but this one is so wrinkly and stuff. So I bought 2 yards, but I bought 8 gauge. So it's a little on the light side, but I was like, yeah, it's okay. I'm okay with the light one. You know, it doesn't have to be like super thick for me and stuff. But yeah, but do a search that way and stuff. And that way you can make sure you get the best price. Because remember, you don't want to be like, you want to keep the money in your pocket. Keep the money in your pocket. It looks better in your pocket than in somebody else's. That's all I'm saying. That's how I usually do. I've never seen it at Walmart. It might be online at Walmart. And even if you have to order it online at Walmart, then order it online, Becky. I mean, if it's cheaper, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's not like you need it right away. So just so order it online, and stuff. So, let me see something here. Okay. I tried that iron on vinyl and it works like a charm. I use it on a hula hoop. Oh, Crafty Puerto Rica says she used this and she likes it. Okay, well, you know what? Thank you. Because now I'm looking forward to using this. I'm going to be playing around with this now. Yeah. Oh, my sister says she's used it too. Oh, Marcia says she got a direct to a GT printer and haven't had time to learn it yet. Yeah, there's just so many out there and stuff. My whole thing too is that, you can get so involved in all these different things, right? But I just like the embroidery. So that's why to me, it's like, I understand all this other stuff is out there, but I really like embroidery and this is what I want to stick to because it's really what I enjoy doing. I mean, it really, really, truly is. So, I mean, I do have the sublimation printer and I use it sometimes, but it's not really my thing. It's not really something that I really, I mean, I like it, but it's not a love. It's a like. Notice how I use the word like. You know, it's like I like it. It's not something that I'm gonna be like, ooh. Now embroidery, that's a whole different animal. I love embroidery. I mean, that's my thing. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah. So let me see. House has the garage with the pool table, TV, fridge. I'm telling you, man, Rita, mine too. And I have a tiny sewing room. Me too. With the slanty attic type walls and make me cringe. Well, if you guys saw what we had in the basement, you guys would be like, the heck? I mean, it's a gorgeous basement. I mean, it's and everyone loves it when they visit. Usually, you know, like when we used to entertain a lot, you know, we would have dinner and stuff, and then from that, everyone would go to the basement, and we had a wet bar and a theater room and all that kind of stuff and everything. So everybody would love that space. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, sometimes I look at that space and I think to myself, because we also have a walkout basement. So I keep thinking to myself, I said, you know what? This would make a beautiful embroidery shop. All that space, I can have machines on the side. I can have a huge cutting table. I can have more storage. I can have everything like nice and neat and stuff. Oh my God. And because I have the walkout basement, it has its own door. That could be the door. You know, I mean, that's how I envision it, right? But am I going to be able to move Fred out of there? Absolutely not. Because if I was to say, hey, he would be like, he would give me that look. So I can't do it. I can't do it. That's his space. And he actually uses that space a lot. I mean, that is his spot. So there's no way that I can even think about moving him out of there. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. It's going to be like, nope. It's a absolutely, oh my God. See, I knew it. Danielle was going to catch on that. She's going to convince me to try a new machine I'll try them with you. Girl, me, you, and Miss Banks, the three of us. I can see it now. We're going to be at that table and I will be like, so what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then probably the three of us will walk out of there with new machines. Broke. Yeah, but if they have that luminaire over there, oh my God. You know what? I'll push Danielle up. If she tries to push me, I'll just push her back. And I'll tell Danielle, okay, you touch it. You touch it. You touch it. Tell me what you think. How's it feel? How does it sew like butter? You know, that's what I'll be like. Does it sew like butter? And stuff. Oh my goodness. So, yep, wise lady. She says she bought it for, and that is the cheapest I've ever seen that. So that serger for $199 at Walmart. If you look at Amazon, it's like $260. I think Joanne might have it, but I have seen it for $199. That's the cheapest I've ever seen it at Walmart. It's the same exact machine. Please do not pay more than you have to. Serious. I am serious. Do not. And you know, and I bought it online. I did Walmart online. I didn't go to the store and buy it. So if you see it at the store, you can pick it up. But I did it online and stuff. Miss Banks said, you are an enabler, Danielle. Yes, Miss Banks, she's that influence on me. I'll be broke if I listen to Danielle and stuff. Well, guys, it's getting close to 3 hours. I can't believe it. And you guys have been sticking with me. I hope that, you know, the information that I provide you guys in the beginning of the hour, because I kind of know I chit chat a lot, right? But in the beginning, when I first start the embroidery happy hour, I really like to just give you guys the information that I really wanted to share with you guys, because I know that after you guys have the information, you know, you guys are welcome to like listen to the chit chat or whatever. But my thing really, I focus is that I really want to share with you guys things that I've learned, things that I've talked, you know, that I'm thinking about, you know, because the thing is, sometimes I figure these things that pop through my head and everything sometimes can really help you guys, And I know that a lot of times people are trying to start their own embroidery business, and it can get a little discouraging sometimes, because there's just so much. It can be overwhelming, it can be discouraging, and sometimes also, another thing to think about, about the people you have around you, make sure you surround yourself with people with positive energy, okay? People that are going to encourage you, people that are going to believe in you and not let you give up, because life is rough. Life is really, really rough. And when you have a dream and you have a passion and something that you really, really want to do, just, surround yourself with people that really believe in you and your dream, and really just go for it. Just don't, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If somebody tells you that they never made a mistake, they're full of it. They truly, really are. They're just lying. Okay. You know, that's not the company you want to keep. Okay. You want people that are going to be honest. There are going to be people going to be understanding. You want people that are going to help you understand mistakes, help you work through them, and they want to see you succeed. Okay. So my whole thing is, success is never overnight. It's always a lot of hard work. I had to work really hard. Trust me, the first kitchen towels that I put out there, they were not sellers. Okay. I mean, even though now you see my shop and you'll see, wow, she's had a lot of sales, but it took me a while to get there. It did not happen overnight. Okay. And you might see some of my designs and the way I embroider, and you guys might come on and say, damn, her stuff is really solid. But you know what? There was a time when a lot of my stitches were not solid, and a lot of mistakes were made. And that's okay. It's a learning process. What's important is that you don't give up. You keep at it, build on your skill, and it's going to happen. It will happen. You just have to believe in it. Okay. If you look at a lot of people out there that has done well and are very successful entrepreneurs, if you really peel the onion and you look at their lives, you're going to notice that they failed at a lot of things before they became successful. And they made mistakes too. So don't be quick to give up, and don't knock yourself off just because you feel that you didn't do something perfect. So what? You didn't do it perfect, no big deal. I mean, it'll get there, it'll happen. You just have to believe in yourself. Okay, so guys, enjoy your weekend and happy Easter. Hope the bunny brings you guys a lot of nice Easter eggs and stuff like that. And enjoy your time with your family and your friends also, and just have a great time. So happy sewing and happy embroidering, everybody. And I will talk to you guys next Friday. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.